Hey, Maya, I know we asked this a little bit after the A&M game, but just with a game like this and kind of where y'all are still in the season with a good bit of season left, I guess, what do you kind of do as a leader on this team? And what's kind of the message to kind of take this and put it behind you and take that next step moving forward?
Um, just to move on from it, grow from it. I know the coaches will stay up endless hours like they always do, watching film, breaking it down, so we can have it for tomorrow's practice. Um, Keep spirits high. There's still a lot of basketball to be played. Um, Learn from it, grow, just try to move on.
Any other questions for Maya? Please put your name in the chat. All right, we'll go back to Ben.
Maya, just in terms of this one, I mean, obviously, I know y'all, South Carolina's a good team, but what was kind of the message in the locker room? What did you guys kind of talk about, and what do you guys feel like maybe was something that gave you guys trouble tonight offensively?
Everything that we game planned for, everything that we practiced for, we didn't do it. First quarter we did. Um, we came out with a lot of energy. We executed. We did what the game plan said. As the game went on, we got away from it, and where we said they would hurt us in, they did. So.
Coach, there in the first quarter of play, it looked like your team was doing all the little things right, taking all those charges. What changed there in the second quarter where South Carolina was able to take the momentum and kind of dictate the pace of how the game flowed?
Well, I think, Sydney Cooks got in foul trouble. She's someone that we knew was going to be a difference maker for us. Transition. They scored 30 points in transition, South Carolina. 50% of their misses in comes from their offensive rebounding. We knew that those two areas, we had to hold it down. We had a great game plan. When Sydney is not on the floor, she's someone that talks for us. And I thought they scored, in transition. In her 20 minutes of play, she was +3. It's a very interesting stat. And when she's not on the floor, in particular this game, it hurt us in transition. But, we talked about, how we had a good week. We're going to go back and watch the film. But the areas that we have to continue to get better at for 40 minutes is rebounding, transition D, and taking care of the basketball. 15 points. They capitalize off of our transition. But we got some offensive rebounds, and we didn't capitalize on them. We only made 3 points off of we got 16 against this team. And I told our team we wanted to get 13. I told our team we wanted to get to the free throw line, at least 18 times. We didn't shoot the ball well from the free throw line. But there are some team goals that, we talked about. I thought that if we would have gotten those team goals, we would have put ourselves in a position to win. And, but we'll go back to the drawing board. I think our kids never quit. They played hard, and, we just got to keep working. It's that simple. But again, they had one more field goal than us. They had 7 more free throws than us, which was really 4 more possessions. But because we gave them, 54 points out of their 75 off of our turnovers and our second chance and fast break, that really hurt us.
You mentioned to me this past week on Dog Talk, you didn't want your team to come out settling for jump shots and 3 balls. And I thought early on they really attacked the basket well. Did they get a little discouraged, though, because maybe just a little bit too aggressive around the rim? Because it seemed to kind of stop as the game flowed.
Yeah, I thought we had a game plan for that. I thought you saw where Maya did it. Jemiah Mingo Young did it. When we went in there, we wanted to stride, stop, and pump fake. We knew that they were shot blockers. And when they did that, we got to the free throw line. I think when you're going into a crowd, we talk a lot about being able to stop with speed and having solutions. And this particular game, the last 2 days, we've been focusing on getting to the rim, stride stopping, and pump faking. And we just didn't do that. So we threw it up, and it was a bad miss, which led to an easy run out for them. When we were not back in transition. So I thought we missed a lot of easy shots around the rim. And we just got to finish those shots. Good shots, but we got to finish them. But there were some bad ones that we just threw up that we cannot do, and we'll go back and look at those.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we're going to go to Robbie.
Coach Maya mentioned just not executing the game plan, and I think that's been mentioned before. And you talk about the fact that y'all get better rebounding and the transition defense and all those things. Where do you feel like the disconnect is that y'all aren't able to do that on a consistent basis, especially in this 3-game stretch where y'all haven't been able to get a win the last 3 games?
Yeah, I think it's over the course of 40 minutes. You got to stay locked in. That's where experience comes in. It's that simple. You just got to be locked in. And again, in tonight, somebody like Sid who got in foul trouble, she wasn't on the floor, but those 20 minutes when she was on the floor, it helped us. It helped us because she's someone that talks. But, as the course of the game goes, you get locked into your man. We knew where they wanted to get this ball. We had a plan to stop that. But again, 21 points off of offensive rebounds. I mean, that's a lot. We can't give a team like that many points. And then, 16 points off of turnovers and 17 points fast break. If you even cut that in half, it's a ball game. So we held them to 40%. And that's with them even missing, 40%. This is a team that normally shoots, 48%, 40%, but again, we gave them too many easy points. They didn't have to work, but a very, very, I know Dawn, they are a very good team, talented in every spot, but they're going to do what they do, and they did that tonight. They rebounded, they pushed tempo, and that's what they did.
You've said a couple of times that we've talked to you that you really feel like you are going to be playing your best basketball in the month of February. And Dawn kind of reiterated that as well. She feels like you are going to be better as the year goes on. Do you still feel like you are moving in the right direction? Do you feel like y'all have kind of hit a roadblock here? Where do you feel like things are heading right now at this point in the season?
Oh, I think we're moving in the right direction. As long as our kids, continue to come in and work, which we had a great week of practice. I'm again, just really proud of them. They're coming in, they're working. It doesn't feel good to be on a 3-game losing streak. But these are all things that we can correct. As coaches, we stay up and we do countless of hours where we're putting in film. We just got to execute it. We talked about, for us, this is a new season for us. Yes, we didn't get the win, but we have to be us, and we have to, we're winners, and we got to get back to our winning ways. But it starts on the defensive end because South Carolina is a team, they're going to hold you to 50, 60 points. But we could have held this team to even less points. It was very clear, that first quarter, 10 points, we had a great game plan. But again, that 26 points in the second half, you can't give a team like that many points.
Up next, we're going to go to Ben Portnoy.
Nikki, I guess kind of piggybacking off her obvious question. I know y'all are sitting at 3-4 in the SEC right now, and you got some games against, Arkansas and Tennessee coming up. I guess just what does this next 2-game stretch mean for y'all going toward the end of the season and getting right toward, like you said, playing your best basketball in the end of this season toward March?
Well, I think, every practice is important. Again, we got, I think it's 7 games left, so we'll hit the halfway mark after, next week. It's a home game. I'm glad it's a home game. And we just got to continue to fight and keep working. I did see some growth tonight in some areas. But again, we got to keep working. So we can look at, the first quarter and we can show them, hey, this is us. This is what we got to do. We continue to do this for 40 minutes. We're going to win basketball games.
Up next, we're going to go to Cam Gaskins.
Hey, Coach, this is Cam Gaskins with ABC Columbia. Obviously, you're very familiar with Coach Staley's program.
Yeah.
I was curious with what you've seen out of them this season and tonight, how this year's team might compare to some teams that you were a part of in the past or that you've seen Coach Staley in the past couple of years.
They're just very talented. I think, Boston, she's a force on the inside. She draws so much attention. You got, Henderson who pushes pace. They have some players that, may not, are consistent threats from the outside, but they do what they do. They are a very, very disciplined basketball team in every area. But their ability to rebound, this basketball is probably one of the best that I've seen, just watching them. I mean, they go after boards. They got high motor kids. They go get rebounds. Even when you know you're not a great shooting team, and you have players on the floor that may not be that much of a threat from the outside, they make themselves valuable because they go get rebounds. And that's an area that's just been, you see it, and it's very problematic across the board for any team that, that's going to face them.
Up next, we're going to go back to Ben Portnoy.
Nikki, you mentioned this team being winners, and obviously you've got a team that's won a lot of basketball games in years past. I mean, just in terms of that and managing that when you're in kind of a rut like it's been the last couple of games, I guess, how do you approach that and how do you deal with that, with a group that is maybe used to winning and is dealing with a little bit of adversity?
Yeah, I mean, I think, last year, as they headed into the break, they kind of hit a lull like this, and but again, this team, we're still, still finding our way, and I do believe our best basketball is going to be played, in February. We're just trying to continue to get better and get a win. A win makes you feel really good, but, it's how the things that we got to get better at, we got to lock in and get better at. We do. I mean, we got to rebound. We just got to rebound this ball, and we got to make contact in the paint if we don't do anything else. In transition defense, we got to continue to talk and get back and taking care of the ball. We got to defend our turnovers, as much as possible. But, offensively, we've hit a little lull there, where, that was a lot of size there. They were switching and things like that. But again, we got to continue to move this ball. And when we moved the ball, we were pretty good. We were dead even with them in the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter, again, just stalled a little bit.